I'm
Why are you so mad?
all right. I'm not mad. I'm just professional. Anyways, welcome everyone to the Radical Rewrite the Stars Jury Roundtable. We are here with some of the somewhat large jury, I would say. We have the finale coming up tomorrow. So, as usual, we will be discussing the final two's games, what we liked, what we disliked, all that kind of stuff, different categories. Just to get an idea of how we felt about everyone. Before we do that, I do have a couple things I do want to go over, and please listen, because that is a bit of a struggle for this cast. So I just got to say. So first thing is, this roundtable. We know that the game has happened. There have been, I'm sure, heated discussions amongst all of you and things like that. Whatever you do say about the final two, please just try to keep it game. They will eventually be able to watch this, and so any sort of like personal attacks and things like that, just try to keep that to a minimum gesture. They usually do that, so I don't know why you're questioning that. But yeah, so that is something we do want to implement. And then the second thing, real quick, and I really, really want to stress this. Please do not try to talk over each other. It is so difficult to be able to understand everyone's points if everybody is talking at once. If you guys want to just raise your hand or whatever you want to do, type in the chat if it's your turn, like any of that will be fine. We just really want to try to keep all sort of talking over each other to a minimum. Other than that, we are going to go ahead and get
I want
started.
to say, please don't do it because that was an issue last season. We will tell you to stop talking
Yes,
because last
please do
season
not
it got
talk.
out of hand.
Yes, please do not talk over me. I love to hear the sound of my own voice, and I'm sure you do too. So please do not talk over me as much as you can. No, but in all seriousness, please don't, because it ruins my train of thought. Anyway, we're gonna get started. All right. So first thing I think we want to talk about here is the social game of it all. Social game, I think, is very important when it comes to Survivor. We're going to go through both of the final two. Let's start off with Mike. Let's talk a little bit about Mike's social game, if anyone wants to weigh
I'll
in.
get started.
All right.
Like, like my biggest issue with the social game is he was more talkative in the main chat than he was in one-on-ones. At least from my perspective. So
Well,
like
yeah, he said to me that he was trying to make a point or something with
Yeah.
doing that.
Well, my thoughts on social game. I mean, I think I pretty much I tell everyone like Mike is not talking to me as far as it goes from like merge. And I think he started talking to me like I would say like the first vote is already gone. Becky was gone. So yeah. With his social cues is it sucks. I feel like every time I talk to him, like I would say there's no genuine any type of feeling that I have with him. And I also told I told Julia, Mike is lying to me the entire time. And I guess that's his social cue. And I even told Julia too that like you're voting out someone that you are pissing off that's gonna go to jury. So you don't want that to like, to jury and be against you. And now I think on his social cue, I'm kind of against him. So, yeah.
like in
Yeah,
like to make this circus analogy here, like Mike was kind of the circus clown that he was more interested in like clowning around and having a good time than actually forming social connections.
Hmm.
And for me, like social game is very important in terms of determining my jury vote. And Mike is weaker in that area.
yeah. I mean, like, Mike and I did bond over the fact that, we started out on the Braun tribe, but not just that, we also did a season together, Sounds of Disney, along with Gabby. So, we were able to connect based on that, but, on our one-on-one situation, we really didn't talk that much. So I have to, as much as I love him, I have to agree with what everyone else is saying that, his social game was just kind of weak. And that's coming from me. Like, I shouldn't be talking. I'm
Tristan.
aware of that.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say.
So I was gonna say it too. Like, I know my social game wasn't the greatest, especially near the end. because I have been working a lot the past few weeks. But the thing is with Mike, I only had a one-on-one conversation with him at the very beginning when we were on the original tribe, and not even right away. He like messaged me, I think before like Nicole went home, and that's the last time me and him spoke in a one-on-one. And the only other times we talked was when the Bronze Alliance was. And I get it. Like sometimes when you're in an alliance, you feel like you don't need to talk to people privately, and that's fine. I mean, I don't think I talked much to Julia private either, or like that. But like, I feel like from what I've heard too from a lot of other people that his social game is weak, and a huge thing in Survivor is is being social.
Can I add to that?
Yep.
Yes, add to it, and then we're gonna go to Bree because Bree hasn't really like gotten to weigh in. But go ahead.
I mean, Bree can go if she wants.
Bree,
I'm
do you have
assuming my
something
points will be
about?
to other points.
Yeah, okay.
I think the only point I had on Mike too is I didn't have a one-on-one with him at all. And I think kind of going off of what Tristan said, for me personally, I had a really terrible social game, I feel, in this game. So, or at least it depends on with what people. I didn't talk as much as I feel I normally do in games. So, but yeah, I didn't have a one-on-one with him at all.
Okay, Julie, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, obviously, like we were a duo or whatever, but I also had like a duo or whatever you want to say with Melissa. But both of them did lie to me respectively. Um, or retrospectively, not respectfully. And yeah, I mean, obviously we talked game and stuff, but it was more so I did talk more game with Mike. But he was my number one early on. But other than that, yeah, I agree with everyone. His social was weak, but his like antics in the main chat I didn't like. That always like rubbed me the wrong way. So that's all my
Yep, same here.
Yeah, I think he gave more pictures than talking to. He gave more pictures of Kevin than talking to me in one-on-one.
And
Mhm.
I'm sorry, but like that was like really annoying. Like not that I don't want to see Kevin's face, but it's just like we were like literally talking about random stuff or like other things, and then he'd randomly like post those photos, and it's like, dude, like stop, please.
All right. So I think if there's anything else we want to say about Mike's social game real quick, anyone want to? Okay. So I think we said all we need to there. Let's go in the opposite. Let's talk about Melissa's social game. What do
I'll
you think about her game overall? If anyone wants to start.
I'll start. I'll happily start. So Melissa had a very good social game. Clearly, if she's saying that Julia was a duo with her, she was also with me and Tristan. I'm sure she was with Jester. I'm sure she was with Gabby as well. So Melissa is the complete opposite of Mike, and she had an amazing social game where she completely played everyone and then tried to put the target on me, saying I was the one. I know that's not about social, but anyway. But yeah, she had a very good social game, and that is one of the reasons why. Yeah, I know that's not part of it. Like I don't know what else I'm trying to say, but anyway, yeah, she had a
Wait,
very
wait.
good social game. I'm
Hold
gonna
on.
shut up now.
No, I agree with Kinsey because like right after we swapped, Melissa and I had a conversation where after she apologized for voting me because she was lied to and told that would be the majority vote, like then after all, I think she, Jester, and I formed a final three on charity, and she was very active socially for sure. Like Melissa, she was there. She was always talking. Definitely knew where everyone's head was every single round.
Yeah. I thought because when starting from the charity tribe when we got swapped together, I think Gabby was there too. So I mean, I do have we do have like a big alliance. So we're thinking, oh, Melissa was part of the bottom feeders of that charity group, but she did such a great job of putting herself from the bottom to top because even though she's in the bottom, I feel like I cannot target her on a charity trip. If we go to like, let's say, if we go to like a serious trial of tribal council, I don't think I can see Melissa going anywhere because I protected her. Me and Gabby would protect her, And then when it comes to the merch tribe, where like I'm mostly like outnumbered the whole time. I mean, she were my ride or die. She were my ride or die from charity
Thanks,
tribe.
Chester.
But the problem with the good thing about her social cue, even though she left me out with a vote, I can I don't want to still I still give her a chance to work with her. So her social is literally like working with me so far because like even though she let me out with a vote too many times, she's still there with me and trying to be social with trying to talk to me, trying to talk strategies with me. Her social were pretty good. It's very
Mm. Can I go next?
Yeah, go ahead.
Does anyone want to go after or before?
I was just gonna add something on, but I'll wait until the end.
Okay, we'll do Julia, and then we'll do Bree and Tristan, then we'll do Kenzie.
Okay, so obviously I had a different perspective. Like I said, I was close with both of them. But yeah, as far as that goes, I feel like for me it was more like obviously she was everywhere and anywhere. And I think for me at least, obviously the whole Kenzie thing, that was also driven by Mike as well. Because it was a lot of lies that obviously is not social, but it was more so it was like they got into your head a lot and they were, at least for me, they were both persuasive, but also for me, I had a different view as far as if they didn't talk to me as much, I knew something was going on. So I don't know where that would end up. But I think for me at least, yeah, she was super social, but she was also snaky. So I don't respect that.
Bree,
But this is done.
you guys want to weigh in?
I think for me, Melissa and I were both playing two separate games, but we were both playing them. So I think our one-on-one chat game kind of took a back seat for our other game. And I don't know if that was necessarily the reason because I know that Melissa is very social and I've played other games with her. So I think that that kind of, had to do with the fact that we really didn't talk much at all in this game. And just that I haven't been very social either. So I kind of saw a little bit of a different side.
Tristan?
Yeah, I mean, as far as Melissa's social game, like Melissa was literally like when the game started, Melissa was literally like I believe the second person to reach out to me, the first being Kenzie. And so I told both of them, I was like, the three of us could really do well together. And so we had our little group. And so we were like there. And then when the final six came, Melissa was the first person to tell me, oh, guess what? People are targeting you. And I was like, what? It was Melissa and then Jester who told me that. And so I'm like, well, if people are going to target me, then I got to go after them. And so, like, I was hoping, like, Melissa and I could, like, dog it out to the end. And, like, of course, I mean, Melissa did vote me out. But in her defense, like, I was going out regardless. But Melissa and I talked a lot during the game. So, and then after the Kenzie vote, she was like, oh, I'm really sorry. It was last minute and stuff like that. It's like, I'm not mad, but I was just really confused.
Tristan, I said that to you.
Well, so did Melissa.
Oh, of course you did.
Kenzie, I think you
But
said
yeah.
okay. Kenzie, I think you said you had another thought regarding
Yeah, so basically, let's just put it this way. So Tristan won 4 immunities, and Melissa also won a few immunities. Tristan was constantly brought up of being a threat, yet not once was Melissa ever even questioned being a threat until maybe the very end of the game. So that's why her part of it was social, because the fact that she has everyone wrapped around her fingers or has everyone, she was not labeled a threat or on anyone's mind where Tristan was. And Tristan, no offense, I love Tristan. He's one of my org besties, but all he had to him really was comms. Melissa had the social cues. She had the comps. She had the strategic mind, but yet nobody wanted to go for her. That's
This
what
is true.
I mean, even
is
if
true.
we went for her, there wouldn't have been enough numbers because she would have convinced people.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's all I needed to add. That's it.
Agree, Kenzie.
Do we have anything else to say about Melissa's social game?
She's snaky. That's it.
All right. Well,
Loki doesn't
let's
appreciate it.
Well, does Loki appreciate me moving on and come in another category?
Yeah, yes, he
All right,
would like that very much.
Okay, so I agreed with Loki. Agreed with Loki. I'm glad we settled on that. So we're gonna go ahead and jump into the strategic side of things because we already talked about the social aspect. Let's talk about the strategic aspect. We're gonna start off again with Mike. Let's talk a little bit about Mike's strategic game. What did he do well? What did he not do well? Anyone want to start?
I will say that even though even though I will give him credit for finding the 700 advantages, what did he do with most of them?
I mean, he did play them properly most of the time.
He only played one properly. The only one he played properly was the ones that he saved lands. No other one he played properly.
And no, I mean, okay, you could argue that his safety without power doing tether twist was a strategic move.
Yeah.
With Becky, yeah.
Because it would have,
Yeah.
because it did gain him an ally in Becky, and since Mike and Becky had two different allegiances they want to stay loyal to, because Mike would obviously not want to turn against you, and you're planning to target me and Alex, well, mostly Alex.
Yeah.
And Becky and I were number one, so she wouldn't have gone down. So she wouldn't have been for the plan to target me. So that way, it gets the blood off Mike's hands. So I can say that was a strategic move on his part that paid off.
Yeah, I agree with what Gabby said because Mike even told me it's like when it came down to the voting, they were both like because like Becky was not going to say Gabby, Mike was not going to say me. So it's like, oh, what are they going to do? And then Mike was like, you know what? We got the safety without power. Why don't we just get out of here? So that to me is what I think was Mike's only strategic move. Like, I haven't seen anything else from him. Not that I'm aware of.
Well, with that strategic move, if he didn't use that, if he didn't
I
use
have
safety
one to
without
add.
power,
Okay, let
I
Jester
would.
talk, Julia, and then you can weigh in.
Yeah, so I mean, with that move, I do think using his safety without power kind of fuck him over. It really does.
Mhm.
Because if he didn't use it, Gabriel is going home, not Dex and Tristan. So he did kind of lose an ally with that shit. But also, I mean, I would give credit to him, like finding a million advantages and stuff like that. But in order to like use it, he has to lie about it first. He's gonna use it regardless, but he have to lie a bunch of things before he use it. I guess that's a strategic move, but is that a good smart strategic move? Is what I'm saying.
Julia, you want to weigh in?
Yeah, Julia, go ahead.
Well, the one that I was gonna say that it didn't have any weight to it because Jester played a safety chain is when me and Mike switched powers. So I gave him my idol that I found, and he gave me his vote thing. Like if anyone votes you, it's a self vote. But Jester played his safety chain, so I never got to play that, which would have been cool to see who voted for me. But regardless, that's a selfish thing. But other than that, I think some of the moves were strategic, but I think also he was playing more emotionally. So I don't know if I feel like that kind of hurt him. Especially towards like the Lindsay the second time, I think that hurt him. And then I mean, I also think he was I don't know. It's kind of hard for me to say just because it was like I was close to him. But yeah, he did win like a million advantages, so I guess that's cool. But um, I think it would have been cooler if like he didn't have advantages and still kind of That makes sense. I feel like that would have been more, I don't know what the right word is, but yeah.
All right, Kenzie, Bree, you guys want to weigh in on Mike's strategic game?
Yeah, I really do actually.
Yeah.
You just let me let's not talk with my mouth full of food. 1 second, sorry. Okay, now this is just from my perspective, of course, but to me, I don't understand Mike's strategic game because he was the one that pushed my name, and I just can't fathom why, because I was not a threat in any way. If it had to do with lies or whatever, whatever. But somebody told me, I don't remember who, somebody told me that Mike apparently thought I was playing a good game. I will be the first one to own that I was not playing a good game. This game was probably my weakest game I've ever played because of all the work I had, because of everything else. So him pushing my name that round and getting me voted out just blows my mind. Because if he wanted to make a proper move that round, he could have done Tristan, because Tristan's a bigger threat than I am. So voting me that round made no sense. To me, him using the safety without power, I'm going to kind of echo what Jester said. To me, it was kind of useless, and it kind of fucked him. He didn't need it because him and Becky's name weren't out there. Yes, I understand they couldn't agree on a name. Okay, that's fine. That I understand that. But to me, I feel like he could have easily saved it, and it would have helped him more in the long run. Finding advantages to me is not strategic. I mean, okay, yeah, you have to use your brain sort of to find these advantages, but if you're a true Survivor fan, you know that finding advantages is not all about what the strategic side of Survivor is. You need to know how to use them properly, and I'll give him kudos for using using the idol properly on the Taco Tony vote, if I'm correct, that vote. But to me, I just don't see any other strategic side, and maybe I'm missing something, and that's totally fine. We all have our opinions, but to me, I really just don't see a strategic side of Mike. Yeah.
Bree and then Steve.
I kind of feel like I didn't see enough of like Mike's the innards of his game and his move plays. And I feel like I was with a lot of his votes and things, I was confused. And I think that's more so because I had no idea where Mike was gonna vote and what Mike was gonna do because I didn't talk with him. So it's hard to kind of say where I think his, advantages were and disadvantages were. I was really confused when he had blocked Gesture's vote because I had actually had an inkling thinking that they were working together before that. So at that point, I was like thrown for an entire loop and really didn't know where Mike was going at all.
All right, Steve, I know you just got in here. Do you have anything to say about Mike's strategic game? And then I'll go to you, Julian. You're muted, by the way, Steve. Now you're not muted.
Trying to see where we're at. I don't think his social game was the best. I'll tell you that.
We already talked about the social game.
I know. I'm just adding to the fact that because like I don't know with his advantages and stuff, I feel like yeah they were played more probably off in a different direction. You hear okay? Is that okay? Yeah, okay.
You're fine. I was just muting Kenzie because I couldn't hear you.
I heard jumbling, so no, I don't really know exactly where his strategy was. As far as I knew in the game, I believe that he was close with Julia. And then I wasn't too sure who else he was really talking to. Every time I talked to him, it was just very, very light chat. And then towards like when a vote was coming, it was just kind of like, okay, what are you hearing? Or this is all I'm hearing. And that's all I really got from him. So I don't know where his whole plan of the game was, but from what I saw in the game, um, there should have been more talk, I think, if especially if he wanted to pull different people in or where he wanted to work with people. So
All right, Julia, you had something else to add. I saw your hand up.
Yeah, I just wanted to add to what Bree said. So he blocked Jester's vote because he thought that he was going to vote for me. And initially, the whole time he was supposed to be protecting me, and I was supposed to protect him. So I'm assuming that's where he was at. Um, and yeah, I just wanted to add that. But yeah, I do agree. I feel like he was very kind of scattered as far as that goes because I feel like he was trying to go to both sides and kind of make both sides think he was with them. So I think for me, that's kind of where my point of view is, like viewing that.
Yeah, I also do think that Mike's because I think he knows that he got the numbers and he got the alliance. He didn't do much an effort to pretty much all of us, the one in the bottom, the one who's he's gonna vote for. So I really do think he's really just basing himself where his alliance is. He got an alliance with Julia, he got an alliance with Melissa, he got an alliance with Lindsay. So like us, the rest, he's not very like giving much effort to go to. Maybe because he's been lying so much that he doesn't want to lie more in any part, or he can find a way to like not to lie at all. So that's what I think where he's coming at. I kind of do understand. Maybe it could be like that. I mean, of course, we're gonna ask questions tomorrow. So yeah, just keep in touch. That just be open technically with him, and let him tell what his game is.
All right. So with that said, let's go back to Melissa and talk about her
Sorry,
strategic.
can I just add one thing?
Go ahead.
Sorry, I completely forgot about this. So something that I actually wanted to bring up was
Yes.
I think Mike thinks in his mind the whole Tyler vote was a strategic move. No, it wasn't because the whole Bronze Alliance wanted to vote for Tyler in the first place because in case Jester had an idol and him using the extra vote was a complete waste because there was 9 votes against Tyler. So that in no mind was strategic. Not even a slightly bit. That's all.
All right. Well, let's go back. Let's go to Melissa real quick. Well, not real quick because I'm sure there's gonna be stuff to say. Let's talk about Melissa's strategic game. I think Julia, you have your hand up, so I assume you want to start.
Yeah. I'm trying not to be bitter, obviously. She chose Mike over me, so whatever. Anyway, but besides the point, I think strategically, I don't think that's strong to be on every side. I guess I can see a point as far as that goes, but also she kept winning immunity challenges along with like Tristan, Jester, and Mike, and a couple other people won it. So I think for me, yeah, her name wasn't said, but I feel like in the background, it was on people's mind. I just don't think people said it because of fear of not having numbers. So I think for me, just knowing, at least for me, at least, I thought I was close with her, obviously not. But I think for me, at least, it was more so she tried to have her hands in every basket. And I understand that's one way to play Survivor, but I also don't think just relying on that is strong enough. So that's my point of view.
No. What you said about Melissa having her hands in every or her hands in every
Melissa.
cookie jar. Yeah, what you said about that was having her hands in all the cookie jars and not being targeted or brought up as a challenge threat like Tristan was and other people were.
Okay.
I think that actually is strategic because she did the work to make sure everyone felt good with her and that no one was saying her name. That very well is game. That is actually the game because she was playing the middle. No one caught onto it until it was too late. Because how many people thought Melissa was with them to the end? Exactly. So like, I really think she did it amazingly strategically, especially at the swap where, like Jester said, she wasn't what looked to be a clear minority. She made it work and positioned herself in the majority.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, like, um, Melissa was really smart when it comes to like when Kenzie got voted out, um, Julia said like she thought that Kenzie was the one that was like playing both sides, leaking stuff. Come to find out, it was actually Melissa. So she was really good at putting the blame on other people other than her, which I think is pure strategy and a good one at that point. Nope, sorry, Kenzie. I mean, just remember,
Okay.
I was left out of that vote.
I know. Okay. I guess I'll go now. So,
If you
I
want to,
think, well, sorry.
I said sure. If you want to go ahead.
Oh, okay. So I think Melissa has an on-point strategic game because of, I'll kind of echo what Tristan said. Because the fact is that she was able to make you really believe that I was the one that was playing in the middle. I was the one that was spreading false information when this whole time it was her. And you guys believed everything she said. And that's the thing to me. That's a very strategic game. You can have people in the palm of your hand believing everything you say and being able to convince somebody to do something, to convince, convince somebody to get voted out, put the blame on another person when you damn well know it was you. But you're going to be like, oh no, I'm going to go put the blame on this person and have everyone believe you. To me, that is a very strategic game because you have the people in the palm of your hand where you want them. And kudos to her. I mean, I'm still a little bitter. She voted for me. It hurt because like I didn't know at the time. I mean, I kind of knew at the time that she was kind of in everybody's cookie jar or whatever the term is. But I really truly thought like that when I went out, it was talk about Tristan apparently was going. And I literally was talking to Melissa and I kind of even it's funny because I remember messaging her. I said, hey girl, are we okay? Because you're being awfully quiet with me. Now I know why she was being quiet. It wasn't because she was eating dinner, it's because she didn't want to face me, because she knew damn well she was voting my ass out. And to me, that is a very strategic game. She literally has like she got to where she is, and by the time anybody knew, well, everyone in the jury knew she was, but the main people who were left in the game didn't. And like you said, Julia, nobody could go say her name because they were scared that they wouldn't have the numbers or it would go back to her. To me, again, that's a very strategic game. If you know you can play like that, kudos on you. Great, great, great game. Okay, I'm done.
I just don't respect it, so.
Yeah. I think I would say though, I don't think she is the one that's been throwing out names. Because we both know I'm throwing out names. I'm like, I don't care if I'm in the bottom, but I'm throwing out names. I don't care who it is, I'm throwing out names. I don't think she's throwing out names, but her strategy is just to be in the middle, which is everyone saying.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Which
saying.
is
Yeah,
Mm-mm.
everyone saying. So like
Mm-mm.
she just know where to who to vote for, who she got more numbers with along the line because that's what I tell. She left me out with a vote and I still want to work with her. So I mean pretty much it just said everything that she plays in the middle and she did it pretty much perfect with it. So yeah.
Okay, Julia, you have your hand up.
She definitely did say names. She just pushed it on other people saying, this is what this person said, blah, blah, blah. The Kenzie one, yeah, technically that was me. I'm sorry, girl. But yeah, no, she definitely said names. She said Tristan. That was one of them. She said Jester. She said a lot of names. But she pushed it on other people as far as, oh, this is what this person's doing for making her lies work. That's what I'm seeing now out of like being out of the game and like having clarity and stuff from everyone. Yeah, sure, it's strategic, but I also think that I don't know. I don't think that's necessary, but I guess it's Survivor, so I guess everyone lies. But um I don't know. But that's my point of view because I'm not trying to be mean. So, yes, that's my point.
All right. I'm gonna go to Bree and then Steve because neither of you really said much regarding Melissa's strategic game.
I personally think just like what a lot of people have said, she was really good at having conversations with everybody, even if it wasn't necessarily, I'm in an alliance with you or, I'm taking you to the end. Even with me, like even the little bit of conversation that we did have, I felt comfortable with Melissa, and felt like I had more of an idea of whether or not she was lying to me than I did about, some other people. So even with the little conversation, she was really good at making everybody feel comfortable. And it was a really good strategy for her.
All right, Steve.
Um, no, I think she kind of played the game where she wanted to keep people close by comfortable in some manner. My thing is that like she came out right from the beginning, like we've played in games before and we always meet somewhere else. And she's like, yeah, I want to play this game. Like, I'm not writing your name down. And then, obviously like, it's like, okay, I won't write your name down. That's how we're going to play the game. And I feel like that's how she opened comfortable with everyone. But the crazy part is that like, even though that for me, the conversation started out like that, being like, oh, we'll play together. We'll do this. We'll rock this. It slowly faded. And like at some points in the game, we were barely even talking. Like when we had that split merge, I feel like I probably talked to Gabby more than I ever did Melissa in parts of the game because we were in that small little merge. And like Gabby, Gabby knows we try to play, but something always happens. But it's like I feel like I was losing trust in where her game was because I feel like if somebody wants to work with you, somebody wants to pull you towards the end, you continue to talk to them. And I felt like the conversation kept further away. So it made me kind of think like, okay, someone else is out there. Maybe she appreciates their game or she wants to keep someone in longer. And then you don't know where you stand. So it's like, I don't know. I feel like if you're working with someone, you kind of want to keep that conversation going. And I felt like that was really slipping on her behalf and that like great on her. Yes, she won those immunities and all that stuff. Like that's huge part of the game. But when I play these survivor games, and I know so many people kind of disagree with it, but I when I play these survivor games, I don't just look at immunity wins or advantages played or shit like that. Because in a game like this, those coins were shit to me, and I didn't do anything with them, and I knew I wasn't getting any with them. But I continue to play the game I can play. If I can make it to the end and not win anything, that's an accomplishment for me. So I always look at it that way. If somebody can play a game and not have all that stuff, that's still good game plan to me. It doesn't always actually mean um like I feel like it puts more of a threat. Like I thought when Tristan was winning them, I was putting Tristan out like that dude's gotta go. He's gonna keep winning. And I can't win if he's gonna win. So that's how I put it. But yeah, like she played hard, but I feel like she could have approached people a little better.
Okay, Nicole, I know you just got here. Do you want to weigh in on Melissa's strategic game?
I'm so high right now.
Well, are you too high to answer the question?
I mean, so
You're in radical, by the way, just so you know.
oh yeah, I do appreciate you.
Still at the circus. You've been at the circus for, 35
That's
days.
awesome.
Ask me.
I don't know. I feel like she just played a middle ground. Like she stuck with whichever side had the numbers at that point. Like I'm not good with this, you guys. I'm too high for this right now.
All right. Well, since Nicole is too high for this, does anyone else have anything to say strategically about Melissa's game real quick? Julia,
I do not respect that she took an easy person to the end. She should have took me because I have too many words, but she should have took me because she wants to win easy, and that's not gonna happen. But it's okay.
Okay, so I'm just gonna add on to that. Both you and
That's
Mike are easy
bullshit.
votes. You were Julia. You did nothing in this game. You and Mike
What
were
the
both
hell,
losing
Kenzie?
to Melissa.
Okay, Kenzie, I'm going to stop you. This is a reunion question. This is not a roundtable thing. We're going to go ahead.
No, I'm just saying that, like, this is what I like. Julie's trying to say that Melissa took Mike as an easy vote. You guys both would have been easy. You don't understand what the jury's already talked about. Melissa's already won this game, period. As soon as she came, as soon as she was announced the immunity winner, the jury already knew that she's won this game. No matter who she brought to the end, you had no chance against her. You or Mike. So you saying that Mike was the easy choice, both of you guys were easy. Neither one of you were beating Melissa. That's all.
Well,
that's all.
All right. Well,
So
with that said,
so
I guess
I have a chance.
Yeah, Jester, go ahead.
So you think, Kinsey, I have a chance?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, with that said, I guess I will still ask this next question, even though I'm pretty sure I know the answer. Who feels like they don't need to hear anything else? Fuck opening speeches. We don't need them. I'm going in. I'm decided. I know what I'm gonna do. I don't need to hear anything else. Who feels like they have their mind made up in terms of who they're voting for tomorrow?
I would still give Mike a chance. This one, I mean, right now I'm leaning into Melissa, but I will still give Mike a chance.
I'm leaning Mike.
I have my mind made up, but see what they say, see if they can change my mind.
All right. So with that said, we'll go to.
I know who I pretty much know who I'm voting for, but I mean, Mike still has a chance to change my mind. Anything could happen.
Okay. Anyway, with that said, the next question I'm going to ask here, we're going to ask two more questions, and then we're going to wrap this up. Last season's roundtable was an hour and a half long, so we're trying to not make this an hour and a half long. The next question I have is that this is a second chances season, right? And I don't know if anyone knows how these two played on their initial season, but if you do, okay, so you can't answer that question, so we're not going to do that one. So I guess the last question I will ask then is, what do you really need to hear tomorrow? Obviously you're going into the FTC. We have not heard opening speeches yet. We have not heard anything that this final two has to say. What do you really need to hear in order to get someone's jury vote? All right.
For me,
actually, Steve and then Kenzie. Steve was talking first, and then Kenzie can speak.
I just think I would be looking for their game logic. We can all sit there and say we made final twos with someone. That's easy. We all know that. So I wouldn't even want to hear that. Even at the end, like Julia was saying, I think we all made final twos, and it was all like a circle kind of thing. We all know that shit's happening. But it's for me, it's I want to know how, and for me, game kind of replays and starts at merge. But from merge, where was your decision? Where you wanted to go? Who are the people that you feel like you could have trusted? And did you keep them the whole way? Or did you turn halfway through and switch somewhere else? I feel like that would be the guideline of where I would want to see where they went. Because you can sit there and play the game I'm going to do this way, and then all of a sudden it's I feel like I can trust these people more because those people are fishy. Just see where their guideline was, and did they stick to their moral where they wanted to go in this game, or did it switch? And then, of course, along the way, the mistakes they made, if they want to fess up to that, if they will or not. Those are things I look for.
Kenzie?
So basically, for me, from Melissa, I'm just gonna want to know why she threw me under the bus, I want her to own why we were supposed to be close allies, and she throws me under the bus saying I was the one that did this, did that, when it was really her. And I just want her to own it and tell me why she did what she did. And there's another thing. What was the other thing? And oh yeah, like just why she voted me. Like I want to hear because I've heard from a couple people why she did. Apparently, she told them this. She told this person that. I just want her to own to me why she voted for me and why she did what she did. And basically, for Mike, I want to know from him what the whole thing about kind of same thing, sort of what made him want to vote for me, what went through his mind, like kind of. And I just kind of wanted like things them to both own things. That's pretty much all I want to see is them own things. Because for me, that's the biggest thing of being a winner. You got to own your game. If you don't own your game, then yeah, it's very hard to vote for you. That's it.
I mean, what I'd like to see, like, first of all, for Mike, first of all, like similar to what Steve said, I want to see why. I want to know more about the logic behind Mike's strategy, because it did seem like he played very emotional and wasn't like really thinking that much ahead as to what was going to happen after he made a move. He just did it. So I want to know that. And for Melissa, like, who is she really loyal to? Because it seems like she had deals with everyone. But I'm curious to know that answer.
She did, but she denies it.
All right. Anyone else want to weigh in on something you need to hear, or do you feel like you know what you need to hear? And
Um,
Yeah, I have my questions ready already.
all right. All right. Well, with that said, I think we've pretty much gone over everything. Other than that, you guys are gonna get to hear the opening speeches whenever the finalists send them. We will be doing the finale likely to, I think, 8:30 is what we ultimately decide on. You guys are gonna have 7 minutes within the time to ask the final two, whatever. Yes, Jester, that is what we said. You do not get to contest it. So yes, it is gonna be 7 minutes.
10 minutes.
7 minutes. But yes, that is what we have. Those are the parameters that we have decided on. But yes, but other than that, the decision is, you guys will figure out what to do tomorrow, and we will see you guys then. And with that
I'm gonna
said,
stay on after the recording so I can
yes,
talk you through this, actually, if that's okay.
yes. With that said, enjoy your last few hours at the circus.